Welcome back. With the recent weather, some may be looking for a nice way to stay warm. While blankets and heaters might do the job, why not treat yourself to a healthy meal that'll keep the cold at bay? Joining us this morning with just the recipe to help is Ashley Semper. Good morning.
Good morning, Kyrian.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm ready to get cozy in the kitchen.
Yes, me too.
Cold.
It's smelling delicious here. I know you've done some prep work here and it's smelling good. So can you tell us what we'll be making and what makes this dish healthy?
So this is a lasagna soup.
Ooh.
I don't know anybody that doesn't like lasagna. And so what we've done is we've made it healthier and we've turned it into a soup form.
Ooh.
So you can just, snuggle up on the couch with a cup of lasagna soup tonight and no worries.
Yes.
It's really simple. I'm going to show you the crock pot way to make it or the slow cooker way.
Okay.
But you can also cook this on your stovetop and have it ready in no time. So.
All right, let's get started.
To get started in a skillet, what you're going to do is you're going to add canola oil and you're going to brown up some bell pepper. You can use whatever color you want. I chose green so it would kind of offset the color of the soup. You could use yellow or orange. And an onion. So it was a cup of bell pepper and 3/4 cup of onion. And then to that I added the meat. So you have several choices of the protein to put in here. When you think of lasagna, you probably think of ground beef, ground sausage. What I did was I found either a chicken sausage or a turkey sausage.
Okay.
And this one was Italian spiced already. But what you need to know with sausage is it is a little bit higher in sodium. So if you're trying to cut the sodium down in this dish even more than what we've already done, you'll probably just want to use a plain ground turkey or a lean ground beef. And that would be like 90% lean or more. So that's just already cooked up in the skillet so that there's no more pink. You kind of ground it up there, chopped it up as we went. And that's going to be the first thing into our slow cooker. So why don't you take your skillet and dump that in there. And I don't know if you've been on with me before, but I love these liners.
Yeah, I don't think I've been on, but I don't think we've done anything with the skillet or the crock pot.
Yeah, so I always use these liners because it makes for such easy cleanup. And then this, if you overcook it, which you probably don't want to do more than 6 to 8 hours in the crock pot, it can tend to like burn on the sides, and I don't want to clean that up. So
I don't know why I didn't think to use a liner when using the crock pot.
It'll save you a lot of time.
Yes, a lot of cleanup, because that's the worst part.
So to that, we are going to add our tomato products.
All right.
We're going to take, you have a big can there.
Yes.
That big can is some crushed tomatoes in tomato puree. You're going to add that entire can.
Okay.
So we're going to give it that tomato lasagna flavor.
Okay.
One of the smaller cans, like the mid-size can, that's tomato sauce.
Yes.
And that's a no salt added tomato sauce. So one of the tips to help cut some of the sodium, because soup tends to be really high in sodium, is to buy the canned tomato products that have no salt added. So that's just an 8-ounce can.
Add that.
And then there's a tomato paste. Now I only want you to use half of this can here.
Only half.
About 1/3 cup. You have a little guy that'll slip right in there, and just about half of the tomato paste. That's really going to give it that concentrated tomato flavor.
Okay, we only want to use about half of this.
And then, so usually there's broth or stock in soup, and I have an entire box of unsalted beef stock here. Look for unsalted.
Okay.
This again is going to save you a ton of sodium. So pour that whole box in there.
Okay.
And then we definitely need pasta, right? We need lasagna noodles for our lasagna soup. So I've boosted the fiber in this. So we have 6 grams of fiber in 1 cup of this soup because we're using whole grain lasagna noodles. So look for the whole grain lasagna noodles in right with your regular pasta, and you can just slide it right off the plate. I wanted to show you, you just break it up. There's 6 noodles in there. I usually just break off a piece and it kind of just easily crumbles in there. And that'll cook up, of course, and it'll soften. And so, again, that's one of the added health benefits of this soup is that we have all that fiber in there. Normally, lasagna doesn't have a ton of fiber in it.
Right. So, is there any stirring of this we need to do?
Well, not until we get it all in there.
All right.
Two last things here. We've got some Parmesan cheese, a half cup of grated Parmesan, and the seasoning you have in front of you is just dried Italian seasoning.
Yes.
So a tablespoon there. Now go ahead and stir it.
Okay.
And once it's thoroughly stirred, you can put the lid on, set it to low. I would say closer to 6 hours. I know if you're doing it overnight, you might want to sleep a little bit longer than that, but 6 hours would probably be best. But if you can stir it more often to get the noodles from sticking to the sides, that's even better. But like I said, if you pour this in a stock pot, bring it up to a boil, and then simmer it for 30 to 45 minutes, it'll be done that same day or night.
Ooh, easy dinner. All you have to do is let it cook.
And there's only 200 calories per cup, so it's about 200 calories. Like I said, 6 grams of fiber. We've lowered the saturated fat because we're using a poultry product like chicken or turkey, so a lot better for you than a 900 piece of lasagna if you go out to the Italian restaurant tonight.
Yes, very true. And we do have the finished product here, which looks absolutely amazing here.
Looks good. Yeah, I topped it with a little part skim ricotta cheese.
Ooh, fancy. Well, Ashley, thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. And we will have this full recipe up on our website, ciproud.com. We'll be right back.